If you are doing everything right, but the scale just won't change and you feel like you're always hungry. You're not weak. You're not lazy. You might be fighting a hidden battle against your own biology. Welcome to Levitas. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a condition called leptin resistance. It's a hormonal signal disruption that can make sustainable fat loss feel, well, impossible. As we go through these 11 signs, I have a question for you. Which of these signs do you notice most in your daily life? Let me know in the comments. It really helps me understand what you're going through. And please take a moment to give this video a like. It's a huge help for the channel. So what is leptin? In simple terms, leptin is the satiety hormone. It's a protein made by our body's fat cells, and its main job is to travel to the brain, specifically the hypothalamus, and say, hey, we're good, we have enough energy stored. You can stop eating now and you can burn energy at a normal rate. Leptin resistance is what happens when that signal breaks. The fat cells are shouting, we're full, but the brain can't hear them. The brain, in its panic, thinks you are starving. And when your brain thinks you're starving, it changes everything. Let's look at the 11 warning signs that this might be happening to you. Sign number 1. This is the Hallmark symptom. When your brain mistakenly thinks you're starving, its primary directive is survival. It will not let go of its precious energy reserves, your body fat. Instead, it slows down your metabolism to conserve energy. You're eating less, you're moving more, but your body is actively defending its current weight. A 2021 review in the journal Nature Reviews Endocrinology perfectly describes this as a broken feedback loop. Your body is essentially defending a higher weight, or a set point, because it truly believes it's in a state of famine. Sign number 2. This isn't just, oh, I could go for a snack. This is a deep, persistent, almost painful hunger, known as hyperphagia. Because your brain thinks you're starving, it does everything in its power to make you eat. It floods your body with powerful hunger signals. Research, including foundational work discussed in a 2011 Journal of Clinical Investigation article, shows that leptin's main job is to suppress appetite after a meal. When you're leptin resistant, that off switch for hunger is broken. You eat, but the I'm full message never arrives. Sign number 3. This brings us to our next point, which is closely related but biologically different: cravings. This goes beyond simple hunger. Leptin resistance is deeply tied to your brain's reward system. Your brain isn't just asking for calories. It's desperately seeking the dopamine hit from what we call hyperpalatable foods, things loaded with processed sugar, fat, and salt. A 2017 study in psychoneuroendocrinology used brain scans to see how leptin levels affect our response to food. They found that with resistance, the brain's reward centers light up like a Christmas tree when shown high-calorie foods. It's not a lack of willpower. It's your brain's reward-seeking hardware being hijacked. Sign number 4. This is a direct result of signs 2 and 3. You sit down to eat a healthy, balanced meal, and 30 minutes later, you feel like you could eat that entire meal all over again. The feeling of fullness and satisfaction, which we call satiety, is dangerously low. A 2018 review in the journal Cell Metabolism details the incredibly complex satiety signaling pathways in our bodies. Leptin is a star player in this system. When it's not being heard, the signal to stop eating, we're satisfied, is just a whisper instead of a clear command. Sign number 5. This one is crucial. If your brain thinks you are in a famine, its number 1 priority is survival. It will not waste precious energy on non-essential tasks like focus, high-level thinking, or extra physical activity. This triggers a metabolic slowdown. You feel tired, sluggish, and unmotivated, not because you're lazy, but because your body is actively in energy conservation mode. A comprehensive 2016 review in Endocrine Reviews linked leptin signaling directly to our overall energy homeostasis and even our thyroid function. A failure in this signal can bring your whole system's energy levels crashing down. Sign number 6. This often surprises people. We think of leptin as a body hormone, but it's just as much a brain hormone. Leptin receptors are found all over the brain, including in the hippocampus, a region that is absolutely critical for learning, memory, and mood regulation. When the signal is disrupted, it can have direct cognitive consequences. A 2020 2020 study published in Molecular Psychiatry actually linked leptin resistance to cognitive decline and mood disorders. The study suggested that leptin normally plays a neuroprotective role, a role that is lost when resistance sets in. Sign number 7. Here's another unexpected link. Do you feel like you have more random aches and pains, or that old injuries are flaring up? Leptin could be involved. Leptin is part of your body's complex system for managing inflammation and nociception, which is your perception of pain. A 2019 review in Frontiers in Endocrinology explored this very complex relationship between leptin, obesity, and pain. While the mechanisms are still being unraveled, leptin resistance is very often found alongside chronic pain conditions, suggesting a breakdown in the body's natural pain modulation systems. Sign number 8. This overlaps with cravings but is often more severe. This is that compulsive drive to eat, even when you are definitely not physically hungry, often to soothe anxiety or seek pleasure. As we mentioned, leptin is supposed to help regulate the dopamine reward pathway. A 2013 paper in Current Topics in Behavioral Neurosciences explored how leptin resistance can dysregulate this system, creating a cycle of seeking and consuming that closely mirrors the known neurobiology of addiction. Sign number 9. This is a big one. In leptin resistance, you don't have low leptin. In fact, you have chronically high levels of leptin. We call this hyperleptinemia. The problem is your body just isn't listening. And leptin itself, at these very high concentrations, changes its job. It becomes a pro-inflammatory cytokine, meaning it actively promotes low-grade, chronic inflammation throughout your entire body. A 2018 review in Obesity Reviews confirmed this, stating that this hyperleptinemia is a major contributor to the chronic inflammation that underlies so much metabolic dysfunction. Sign number 10. This brings us to the twin problem. Leptin and insulin are partners in managing your body's metabolism. Where you find one failing, you will almost always find the other. Insulin resistance is when your cells stop responding properly to the hormone insulin, which leads to high blood sugar and is the precursor to type 2 diabetes. These two conditions create a terrible, vicious cycle. Leptin resistance can promote insulin resistance, and insulin resistance can worsen leptin resistance. A 2017 study in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences detailed this crosstalk between the two pathways, showing exactly how a failure in one system almost guarantees a failure in the other. Sign number 11. Finally, all of this comes together in what we call metabolic syndrome. Leptin resistance disrupts how your body processes, metabolizes, and stores fats. This often leads to an unhealthy blood lipid profile called dyslipidemia. This means high triglycerides, high levels of the bad LDL cholesterol, and low levels of the good HDL cholesterol. Research from 2012, published in Arteriosclerosis, Thrombosis, and Vascular Biology, confirmed this strong association, highlighting that leptin resistance is a key independent driver of these major cardiovascular risk factors. So, after all that, what's the final verdict? If this list feels overwhelming, or if you found yourself nodding along to almost every point, I want you to take a deep, steadying breath. These 11 signs show us, in profound detail, that leptin resistance is not a failure of your willpower. It is not a moral failing. It is a biological, hormonal, signaling problem. You cannot fix this with a 30-day crash diet or by simply trying harder. The path forward is about resensitizing your body to its own signals. This is achieved by gently and consistently addressing the root causes, reducing chronic inflammation, learning to manage stress, prioritizing deep sleep, and most importantly, shifting away from the ultra-processed foods that drive this cycle and toward whole, nutrient-dense foods that nourish your body. Your body is not broken. It's sending you loud, clear warning signs that its communication system is stressed and overloaded. And by understanding these signs, you can finally stop fighting your biology and start working with it. Watch this video suggestion. It was especially picked for you. Also share, comment, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. It helps a ton with the algorithm. Remain tuned for future videos to empower your health and fitness journey. So, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep going.